Hey guys, how are you both doing? Happy New Year, actually. Yo, let me stop the music. It's actually fucking loud as hell. Hey, Mango King, how are you? Glad to see you're here. Glad to be back. Oof. Um, okay, I'm gonna address the elephant in the room just for my sake. Sorry I didn't stream the last 2 months of 2023. In all honesty, my mental health was very shitty, so I did not want to do anything. It's not a fun time. Oh, I'm happy your New Year's family gathering was good. Really happy for you. Yeah. God, I had so much I wanted to say, and now that I'm here, I'm like, my head empty. Uh, no, if I'm being completely honest, I got really self-aware about some really messed up shit for my mental health, where I'm like, huh, I have difficulty separating my feelings of self-worth from my accomplishments. So if I'm not doing anything, I kind of view myself as worthless. So, oof. Um, you know, I was nearing towards 6 months from graduating from college, and I was like, I have to start paying off my student loans, and I don't have a job, so how the fuck am I gonna pay this off? Uh, Oddly, all worked out really well. So yeah. Oh, I had big plans too for the month of like February and December. I'm still gonna do it now. Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to be nicer to myself. I am yelling at myself in the mirror, just being like, bitch, you are loved. I love you if nobody else loves you. So if I can be nice to fictional characters, I gotta be nice to myself. I live with this. But yeah, it was fucking hell. Yeah, no, yeah, so December and November, I was gonna try to push you guys to, you know, there's some really awesome charities online, in person that are like pretty much volunteer work in general that I felt like, we should shed more light on this. If we have a platform, even if it's a small one, might as well do some good with it, right? So that was my thinking, and then mental health just spec way down. It's a real rough time. But entering New Year's, I had thank you. Dream Elements. I done fucked up because I had the wrong title at first. It's fine. Yeah, no. Um 2024, I wanted to try to do something better. I wanted to try to enter this new year writing out my manifestations, trying out some new things, trying to be a little bit more, I don't know, excited, happy about things. Honestly, I entered 2024 feeling pretty okay, pretty good. Um, I don't know. Um, Fun fact, 2024, in numerology, it's an 8 year. God, I fucking went over this in a TikTok I posted like yesterday, where I was just like, I'm gonna rant a bit because I'm stressed out. Yeah. No, no, I'm hopelessly single. Thank you very much. Literally. Yeah, no, incredibly hopelessly single. I've never been on a date, never had a relationship, so I'm just like self-love every year, but we're trying our best and it doesn't always work out. Sorry. I don't know. Do you want to see what happens with that though? We'll see. Oh man. Let me see. I do have some life updates, but I'm also just bored and I don't know what to do with my life, so I'm gonna be here knowing you all. Hmm. I've been doing. Thank you. I'm happy to have someone to hang out with always. Let's see. Hmm. I did a lot of I sent out my resume and job interviews and whatnot. Something finally came back. Woo! So, yeah, no, I am now officially certified as a substitute teacher. So, I am working with, a recruitment agency to try to be substituting in certain classrooms. I'm also just possibly gonna do like a long-term substitute teaching gig if all works out by Friday. It's not bad because technically you're still being paid as the other teachers. You're just not there long enough to really get the whole thing. But no, so I sent out this is the recent thing. Sent out a resume because my dad knew someone who was working for the school. They're looking for a long-term substitute teacher for a couple months. It's first graders. They're little kids, like 5 to 6 year olds. That's a lot of energy to deal with. They're also really adorable. I can't deny that much. So yeah, they were looking for a teacher, and I was like, I technically have done some teaching in my life. It was just volunteer work. So I have experience, as you would say. So I sent out my resume. I did an interview yesterday, and I had to do a demo lesson with the kids today. We'll see by Friday if that works out. But no, God, I had other things I wanted to say. Thank you. So is everybody else. Here's the thing. I think teaching is a very noble profession. It's very selfless. Much like those in healthcare systems, you are there to help somebody out. I admire a lot of teachers. My thing is, if you're gonna be teaching, I feel like it should be like the ultimate passion for you. And to be honest with you guys, I kind of I I don't really have a passion in teaching. I do like working with kids and I would like to help them out and give them some sort of, you know, passion for learning for life, but honestly, I'm mostly there for a paycheck and I feel bad. Right? No, personally I'm there for the money, but I feel like that's not going to be beneficial for the kids if I'm going to be honest with them. I'm here only for the money. Of course I want you to learn and do well and to succeed in life, but I just need money until eventually I can do the things I'd like to do and potentially change professions, careers to something that's more suited to my interests. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, no, but it's only what, the third fucking day of the year? Oh, no. I have so many stories about this. Actually, oh, I'm gonna tell you a story right now about a college professor of mine. God, okay. So this is 4 years into college, right? Yeah. Love story time with Kai. Yeah, no. 4 years into college, gonna graduate soon. It's my last semester. So kinda just taking up the rest of my classes, trying to finish all of my credits so just be like, yes, I did this. So I took quantum mechanics my last year. God, quantum mechanics is a difficult, difficult class. Because it is not, it's theory based, but it's also equation based. Because the whole thing about quantum mechanics is that you have no guarantee and there is not an actual answer. You are just guessing. Quantum mechanics is like, here's an atom, right? We're trying to find where on Earth an electron would be inside that atom. But you have no clue, right? Absolutely no clue. You're trying to guess where the atom is, what it's doing, and how it's affecting everything else in the atom. But you just have a generalized idea. And you will never, ever get an actual answer. It sucks. It's annoying. And guess what? Most of those equations, there are no numbers. It's just Greek letters. So you think, okay, if I have at least one or two problems to do for homework, Shouldn't take me that long, right? No, you'd be mistaken. It takes you at least, what, 2 hours to solve one problem. And guess how many pages that is? Just to write out step by step what you have to do. That's like 5 fucking pages. Yeah, no. And like, I refuse to spend money on a thick ass textbook for one semester of college. So, of course, I was like, okay, I'm gonna look for this textbook online. If I cannot find the textbook, I'm finding the fucking answer key. Screw you. I refuse to buy into capitalism further. Now, our professor, really cool guy. He's done absolutely amazing work. Oh, don't get me started on Tess. I'm gonna get to Tess actually. No, he's a really cool guy, really amazing. He's done like theoretical physics work in like Sweden, Switzerland. So he's like some of the best, like the one of the best people you want as a professor in this class, especially because he knows his shit. He knows what he's doing. The man cannot teach. He cannot teach. All right. He gives us PowerPoints that goes over like 5 to 6 chapters. He does not explain anything. He does not tell you what this means. He does not tell you what on earth any of this means. It's just we're gonna read this and be like, oh, so by the way, here's a cool story about my life that does kind of relate to the topic, but because you guys don't know what the fuck's going on, it's not really that helpful. But we're gonna tell it anyway, and he ends up taking up most of the class time with that. So it's like, okay, I guess we can read the PowerPoint, right? No, you can't read the PowerPoint on your own time and try to teach yourself because he doesn't make the PowerPoint accessible to you until the day before the test. Now, thank God he lets us like have that kind of guide and as well as the textbook to have like a cheat sheet, like make a cheat sheet for ourselves for the test. He also understands that when you do testing, it's kind of like you'll go into a test and your mind will blank. You don't know what on earth is happening. Head empty, no thoughts. It's just, I used to know this, but now I don't. Oof. Right? He understands that that can happen. So what he does, he'll break it up into like two parts. He'll have we'll do the test in class, try to get as much done as possible and as accurate as possible. Whether or not you actually know what you're doing, fuck it. But there is a cheat sheet that you brought in, so you can use that to help out, right? Then you can take home the test and do it on your own time, really try to work everything out. And then all together, what you've done in class and what you've done as a take home, that combined score will be your grade for that test. So that was really helpful. But man, I sitting through that class, I was like, I kind of hate this. I want nothing to do with this. And here I am. I'm 4 years in. I'm about to graduate as soon as this class is over. And I absolutely fucking hate it, man. Hate it. Hate it with passion. So, what do? We kind of have no reason to like keep going, but you kind of have to because it's like, I've gone this far. I gotta do it. So, yeah, it's it's just I wish he was a little bit better. It wasn't senioritis actually. It was just the fact that it's like I've spent so much time and effort, not to mention so much money into this investment, and now I kind of feel like it was all for nothing. Yeah, and it sucks. It sucks when that happens. We're just kind of like, hey, I did all of this work and I have nothing to show for it now. That sucks. That really sucks. Yeah, no. He was an interesting teacher. Man. Also, like the tests, right? Yeah, no. My issue is exactly is like I have all of this, but now what? Now what do I do? Yeah, no. Just man, that teacher. Oof, I know he was also new. I'm not gonna lie. He was one of the newer teachers. So he just started that semester too teaching. So it's like, okay, well, I mean, surely he can't be that bad. No, no, he is. He is that bad. But what can you do? I mean, he's there. We can't really do anything else about it. I got to do that. uh would now be a great time to tell you that like college was not fun for me. I gotta be completely honest. I made at least like 1 to 2 friends in college, but my freshman year, going from the fact that like I had friends I had the same group of friends for 4 years in high school, and now all of a sudden I'm in a new environment that I'm not familiar with. I don't know anybody. And not to mention the fact that, like, look at me. I have a lot of melanin in my skin, and I'm in like a very, very hate to make this about race, but like I'm in a very white college. You can immediately tell I am like a fish out of water there. Woo. Not to mention, I am a female presenting person in STEM. Ugh. So I did not have fun my freshman year. I did try to join like a bunch of clubs. Let's see. I joined Pride Club. Love the people in Pride Club. Ugh. Here's the issue. The time that like the Pride Club meetings would happen, I was also in another club, which was I was part of the Filipino club. Woo! Yeah, no. Yeah, no. I was part of the Filipino club, so it's just a bunch of Filipinos, maybe some like outsider friends, all gathering together at this collegiate thing, and it was like it wasn't just the Filipino club at my school. It was the Filipino club in the tri-state. So we all would meet together sometimes. It was like this huge, I don't know, society thing. Um, so I did go to more meetings in that than I did with Pride. But my god, I felt more comfortable in Pride than I did in a club about my own damn culture. Which is weird, right? Yeah, I have a lot of issues with that club, but I also associate that club with like really bad freshman year experiences. Not to mention like halfway through my spring semester freshman year, the pandemic hit. So, yeah, I was already having trouble making friends, already having trouble really settling down and trying to find my place there, and then all of a sudden, pandemic. Oh, hi, yes, Bishop. My That's a friend from college. Yeah, no. No, the Filipino club here's the thing. So, obviously I'm Filipino. I've made that very fucking obvious. But I'm a Filipino that was born in America. So I'm more Filipino American or Phil-Am as we're known. And a lot of people in that club were also very Phil-Am. There are a few people that came like straight from the Philippines, but it's a lot of whitewashed Filipinos. And to be honest, I the sad truth of the matter is those people ended up making me feel even more alone and left out than like my physics peers. Yeah. I tried to attend like physics club meetings, and to be honest, the first meeting I ever went to for the physics society at my college, um, one, nobody would talk to me. They would always like kind of overlook me anyway. The one person who did talk to me was a very white guy. Was very surprised I was there, and he thought I was waiting for my boyfriend to be done with something. Cause he was like, yeah, there's no way, no, no, like there's no way a tiny female such as yourself would be in STEM. No, you have to be like a communications major or something like that. And I've never felt more offended in my life. So I never really attended physics society meetings. I really tried to make the Filipino club work. I also, here's a fun one. I actually signed up to do this thing called Star Wars Club. So it's just a bunch of people who really like Star Wars. Yeah. So those meetings are pretty much, let's watch the movies, let's watch the TV shows, let's play their video games, build Legos, and just kind of like in general, let's be nerds about Star Wars. Try to attend those meetings as much as possible, but like they're late and I like being at home in my bed. I like my bed. I like to sleep. So the one thing I consistently went to was those Filipino club meetings. No, they are very whitewashed, and it very much felt like our whole culture, our whole history, who we are as people was kind of like a joke almost. Where it's like, yeah, I'm Filipino. Yo, if you said like any Tagalog to them, they'd just be like, yeah, opo, which is just saying yes. And I was like, first of all, we're peers, so if the moment you say opo, you're making me sound older than I am, the only reason you would add po to the end or somewhere in the sentence is if you are addressing an elder. But I was like, hell, if I went in there just saying maligayang bagong taon, which means Happy New Year, quite literally. Yeah, I know. It was bad. I felt very much like an outsider amongst my own people. It's like it was weird. The only reason I went is because I did make other Filipino friends who were also like very much like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, no, they're like, what the hell is going on? Why are we essentially making our whole culture like this is not who we are as people? This is not what like hell. I did go to like a picnic they had. And the one thing they asked me was to bring Jollibee chicken and Jollibee spaghetti. First of all, love Jollibee. I was the only one who was closest enough to like buy it and bring it over there. I also had a car at the time. So of course, I want to try to fit in and make friends. So I brought it. God, they paid more attention to that chicken than me. Yeah, no, like even if I saw some of them, especially like some of them who were in my year around campus, they wouldn't acknowledge me. No, the only people who would acknowledge me from that club is like the 1 to 2 friends I had, and like maybe the president, but I rarely saw them. So it's just like I was just kind of going through the motions freshman year, where it's just like, yeah, it's just me here. Yeah, I didn't know. It was really bad. Yeah, it was rough. It was rough. It was a really sad time. I didn't want to go to some of my classes because I was just like, I feel like I'm gonna start crying in class, and that's gonna be rough for everybody, buddy. Yeah, so what? Freshman year alone, I've had at least 3 different professors recommend me to go see the psychological services because I was like, I'm not in a great place, y'all. Then the pandemic hit. And you'd think it'd be even more sad and depressing in the pandemic. Surprisingly, surprisingly, stick with me here. The pandemic ended up being some of my best semesters in college. It's weird. Okay, let me tell you. So during the pandemic, a lot of the friends that I made in Filipino club actually ended up transferring out of our college somewhere else. I still kept in contact with them, but like it was difficult to talk to them. So yeah, at home with my family, very overbearing, just trying to just trying to make it through life. I discovered the glorious thing that is the internet. Um yeah, Zoom classes in like sweatpants, pajamas where I don't actually have to turn on the camera. I could just say, "I'm here," and then fuck off for an hour and a half. And then by the time those tests come, I could use the internet. I could cheat. Nobody's gonna know otherwise. Or if I didn't get my test in on time, I could be like, "Oh, so the system you were using to make the test crashed on me, so I had to keep going in. I had to do all this, and it ended up being late." Dude, I had all issues. My semester GPA during like the pandemic time was a 4.0 per semester. Yeah. I didn't actually cheat all that often, to be honest. I was helping others cheat. Like I knew what I was doing. I was in physics classes on Zoom. Considering the fact that I was also averaging about like what was my first two freshman year um things. Let me think, let me think. I had like I think a 2.1, 2.0 first two yeah, and then all of a sudden I'm like, here. I was a decent student. I wasn't that great. But no, I actually did most of my own work during pandemic. It's just that, dude, I'm trying to like do calculus. I'm gonna use a freaking like scientific calculator from the internet instead of me trying to do it on my scientific calculator. So that's too much work. That's too much work. Yeah, no, and then all of a sudden, when things started opening up again, let me think. 2020 also, things started opening up again. I worked fast food over the summer of 2020. Yeah, I worked at Popeyes during the summer of 2020. That was an interesting time. I remember there was someone who actually okay, so I had a customer at Popeyes once who wanted a certain side that we didn't have available. So we said, "Hey, we don't have this side, but we can give you mashed potatoes instead of that side. Is that okay?" He said it was fine. So we packed up his order, we gave it to him, and as he's walking out, he notices that the side that he wants is not there. Instead, it's mashed potatoes. He starts yelling, and then all of a sudden, he throws the container of mashed potatoes towards the cash register, which is where I am, and it hits the partition. I had to go get the manager, and she's like, "You know what? Take a break now. Let me handle this." And I was like, that scared the crap out of me. Oof. Yeah, that was an interesting time. Let's see. No, and then God, when things started opening up again, and we could actually be there in person, my college. Oh yeah, no. The moment you're in like fast food, retail, or anything involving like some sort of service, you don't you aren't a person anymore. You are a servant that's only there to serve these people. If you even remotely try to suggest that you are a person, how dare you? Yeah. No, but let's see, when we actually could be there in person and the vaccines came out, my college started forcing us all to be back in person. And here's the thing about my college. Ace Bishop, you know this. This happened. We had crazy amounts of like COVID spikes, not just among students, but among staff as well. So it was kind of scary. Where it's like you're forcing us now to be back there in person, in proximity to each other, but you're still not protecting us from getting this deadly virus that could potentially kill us. Yeah. Yeah, no, it was weird, right? So I'm like, first of all, you gave me the first time you give me the option of like whether or not I want to be completely online. I could do a hybrid option of either being there in person and then sometimes being online, just flip-flopping between the weeks, or just being there completely in person. Why on earth would you not continue this? Okay, well, that's okay, random. But hello, how are you? But like now you're not even giving that option anymore, so we're just like, huh, I have to be there in person. God, let me think. I I took an intro to psychology class purely because needed to get a credit in that like social science. So I was like, yeah, I'll do psychology. It should be easy enough. God, everybody started clustering together. Nobody was wearing their mask. The amount of people who would cough or sneeze without covering the. No! Sorry, I'm trying not to die today. You guys can go kill yourselves off with this, but please stay the fuck away from me. What was really surprising about it was the people who ended up like coughing so much, like visibly showing up so sick that they should not be there, and like not covering their mouths and not really protecting people. It was the nursing students. That was surprising. Like, you'd think somebody in healthcare should care about trying to protect others, should care about trying to, you know, have good health and whatnot, especially during, like, we just came out of a pandemic and you're not doing that. You're not even wearing a mask. And if you are wearing a mask, you're wearing it like this or like this. It's not covering anything. There is no point of the mask if it's like under the nose or like God, there are some people that just had their mask as a chin strap the whole damn time. What? Ah, it annoyed me so goddamn much. But there are some teachers that are like, hey, I'm gonna give you guys the option of whether or not you want to be here in person or you want to go completely online. Because I'm also not trying to play with anybody's health. So of course I took the option of being the fuck online all the damn time. You will never know my face until finals come. I don't care if you don't know my name. I don't care if you don't know my face. I'd rather be safe than have to force myself to be there. And then, oh, I loved professors when they let you have take home tests. Because that means during the day of finals, I could just be home. I could be in my pajamas, do the work, and then be done with it. Oh, actually, here's. Oh, cool. Oh, ah, I have to think. Like, oh, how do I say this? There was a professor we had that actually would give us the final like a week or two in advance. And we could take that entire time to do the final. And then when like the scheduling happened, as long as we sent it in before the time ended, it would you could still get full credit. So it's like, wow, I don't have to stress. I know what's happening. I know what to expect, and I could just do all this, send it in, and be done with it. I don't have to stress about it during finals week. Love that professor. She was great. She was also really scary, so I don't know. Ah, man. Oh, I do have some stories about so our college was really interesting. The fact that we had to take a class that had an oral communications like proficiency, right? Oof. So we had to like write out speeches and bring stuff in, have like a visual aid of some sort, and then just speak for 10 to 20 minutes straight. Now, at the time, I had heavy amounts of social anxiety. I could not really be in large groups for long periods of time without like feeling overly anxious and feel the need like I gotta get out of here. I'm gonna throw up. Terrible. So I was like, I'm probably gonna fail this public speaking class. Surprisingly did not. No, I kind of faked my way through. But I was I had a group project once and one of the people in that group was actually someone who was studying in the seminary. So he was a would-be priest. Oh god. He asked me a lot of questions because I was the eldest one in there. Um Oh no, I just remember I feel like I might have scarred that kid. my my damn self. Oh god. Um it was an interesting conversation. One, he thought I was very professional when I did my public speaking things, and I was like, "Oh yeah, because I'm not mentally there." I'm turning on an academic brain, and my actual self is just gone. Like head empty, no thoughts. I'm just saying whatever the fuck I'm writing. But the group project, we got to choose the topic we were all going to discuss. So, we decided to talk about holistic medicine. So, yeah, holistic medicine. I got to pretty much talk about what those types of holistic medicines were. So, yeah, I got to talk about weed in class. I had to do so much research on the fact that people relied on weed instead of going to an actual doctor and get medicine. That was a fun 5 to 10 minutes to do. But no, one of the conversations we had, we it was in the entire group actually. How do I explain this? So obviously, I'm very openly LGBTQ plus. I'm very openly pansexual. I also just my gender pronouns are she they. So yeah, I'm very much someone that traditional Catholics don't really like. He was fine with it. But one conversation ended up being the weirdest thing ever because I had an ex friend in high school made me do this my freshman year of high school, actually. And then I would just retake it every year because I was curious. He made me take this thing called the BDSM test. Yeah, I made the would be priest take the BDSM test in college when I was a junior and he was a sophomore. Yeah, he did actually take it. And I did explain to him all of the different things, and I was like, "Yeah, no, this makes sense. This also makes sense. Yeah, so here's what this means, this means, this means, this means." And then he asked me for my results, which I did show him because he was curious. He was like, "You are very messed up, aren't you?" And I was like, "Hell yeah. What do you think? I'm a fucking physics major. Of course I messed up. Yeah. Oh, I see you asked me why this ex-friend made me take the BDSM test when I was a 14-year-old in high school. Oh, I have a lot of stories about her. I did make a I made a TikTok about her actually from my 18th birthday. I realize I have a lot of stories about this chick, and not all of them good. It's a kind of yeah. No, this is just gonna end up being story time with me. It's fine. We're having fun. Okay, let me think. Let me think. I knew this girl when we went to middle school together because we were both in like a gifted kid program called um, AEP, which is Acceleration and Enrichment Program. That just means that we took advanced classes as kids because we were smart. The way to get into it was like you had to do an application, an essay, and an entrance exam. Yeah, it's kind of like what most normal people do when they're applying to colleges, except we were applying to middle school. Huh. All right. Yeah. So I knew her from then. I knew that she had like this reputation of being a slut when we were 11 to 13 years old during that time. When I say slut, I just mean that she like ended up dating a lot of the guys in our general year. And they all first end up being friends and then she dates them and then they continue being friends afterwards and it's like a friends with benefits situation even if she's with somebody new. So, yeah. It was a weird time. Um then high school process was we would apply to high schools that had like specializations and then our general like home high schools we had to apply to so that they in the application we would say listing in order what classes we wanted, what foreign languages we were trying to do. So if you didn't get your first pick, you'd get your second pick and then your third pick and so on. Of course, me and this girl, majority of the people who were a part of this program, ended up going to what was deemed the smart kid school, which the smart kid school was just kind of it's the same thing. The application you had to write an essay trying to get in. And then the entrance exam for that high school was actually the PSAT of that year. No, PSAT of the year before, actually. Yeah, it's just a small section of the PSAT. And then based off those scores, they'll decide whether you get in. And then how well you do also decided whether or not they decide you to give you an AP or advanced placement class your freshman year. Yeah. I got an advanced placement class my freshman year of high school because I was that nerdy. I made friends with someone in class because we had to do a project together. He ended up dating the now ex-friend. That's how I started talking with her. Because she ended up dating this guy, I kind of fell off of my friendship with him because didn't see him around as often and school friendships are just kind of based off whether or not you see them enough. I saw her in more classes, so yeah, we talked, we ended up being friends. She actually ended up introducing me to who I now consider my best friend. Yeah, we had like a whole big friend group. Kind of started with both us and so an old childhood friend that I reconnected with in high school. Okay. So yeah, freshman year, I don't know why she knew about this or what happened, but she made me take the BDSM test. And she made me do like the really detailed ones. So I really had to like take 5 to 10 minutes of my life actually going through this and being like, I think I kind of like this. I don't think I like this. Maybe, I don't know. And she sat there and she was like, "Oh, here's what I think your results are gonna be." 'Cause she was like, "I really think you would be like a dominant person." And then she was really disappointed with the fact that like freshman year ended up being more of she did. She thought I was going to be like a really dumb person. Freshman me was actually more vanilla. I don't know, but now I when was the last time I actually took that? She honestly thought I was a freshman dominatrix. She did. Don't know what it was about me that gave off that vibe, but I was flattered. But also, freshman me had all of ROTC scared of me for no reason. I didn't do anything, but like not just the freshman ROTC, like all of ROTC was scared of me. I thought it was funny. Yeah. Yeah, and then because we continued our friendship over the 4 years, she made me take it every year. Turns out, kids, I am not a dominatrix. I am in fact a switch, a verse. So, do with that information as you will. It was a weird thing. I was like, why are you so obsessed about my sex life when I have barely discovered who the fuck I am? Hey, hey. Yeah, no, that was weird. But I also found out that like she lost her virginity like sometime when we were in middle school. I don't remember when. And then she also got caught with several of her boyfriends. No, no, no. No. Freshman year she got caught with that guy making out in the hallway. Sophomore year she starts dating who I now consider to be my best friend. Um they have an on and off relationship for at least 2 years. And I do know for a fact that they got caught trying to have sex in one of the classrooms after school. Yeah, yeah. I also know that when we had like a giant friend party, they also snuck away to have sex then. Oh no, this was when we decided not to go to junior prom and we had our own party for free because that was more fun for us. They snuck away, have sex, and the rest of us ended up playing hide and seek around like our friend's house. Um, and we had to try to find them, and the guys did find them. Yeah, no, we played hide and seek as juniors in a friend's house because we could. I was a double agent. I knew where everyone was hiding, but I was not going to tell everyone. I was gonna give the secret hints, but they thought I was helping them. I was I was being a little sneak. No, they snuck away to have sex in the basement bedroom, which they thought they locked. They in fact did not. Um, I almost walked in, but the our other guy friends are like, no, 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 no. You shouldn't see this. So they're like, close your eyes, walk you away, walk all the girls away. Let them get decent, and then they can rejoin us. Yeah. Oh, actually, Ace Bishop, if you're still here, I'm gonna introduce you to that guy friend. Actually, because that's gonna be an interesting ride. I'm so sorry, Retrospector. Don't be mad at me, but now that I know what actually happened, I'm gonna blast you on the internet. Okay, no. Senior year, those two officially break up, no longer are dating. We're gonna get into we're gonna get into a sad story about my 18th birthday. Yeah, no. Sometime next week, Ace Bishop, we gotta plan that. I'll DM you on Insta about that. Yeah. So I gotta introduce you to some of my friends. I think they'll be great for you. We're all nerds. Oh, actually, here's something that happened, I think, like junior year of high school, junior senior year of high school. We started staying after school to play a game called Risk, which was essentially just we had to pretend to be different empires during World War II. So yeah, there was a group for Austria-Hungary. I was actually France with somebody else. Um, and we all had to figure out how to keep international peace while also trying to gain as much resources and allies as possible. In the end, we all decided to ban against Turkey because the group that did Turkey that was playing Turkey ended up having way too much power and was like, No, very much acting like a dictator. In the end, though, Turkey still won, so I'm kind of bitter about that. But it's fine. Okay, no, this ex friend now. Here's why she's an ex friend. My 18th birthday. Oh, this still makes me sad when I think about it, but finding out why also makes me sad, but it's also kind of funny, and I will so get into so many details about this. I made a TikTok about this, about like, people will show their true colors on their birthday. So, my 18th birthday, because I'm Filipino, we decided to have this thing called a debut, kind of like like a sweet 16 or a quinceañera for my Hispanic friends out there. So yeah, it's like my ascent into womanhood type thing. So it's gonna be a big fancy party. We got we got we rented out and we got a restaurant to cater and like we rented out a room. We paid per head. I had a custom made gown for the occasion. I was so excited. I loved that. We also had like custom made gift favors, like all out. And so the thing for Filipino 18th birthdays, there's a thing called 18 roses and 18 candles. 18 roses were the 18 most important men in my life. So I included some of my guy friends in there cuz I'm like I don't think I'd be who I am without you guys either. Obviously my dad, uncles, all of like older family friends were in there. And then my friends. I actually got my friends their own separate table at that birthday party. And I made sure that they were some of the first people to get called out for the buffet because I wanted to take care of them as much as I could. Um, 18 candles were for the 18 most important women in my life. So I included family, friends, my mother, aunts, and I also included all of my girlfriends. This also included that ex friend. I gave them out their invitations. It was all very fancy. RSVP'd them. Told them that it was a very formal occasion, so we had to dress up. I'm fine. I'm fine. I swear. My friends told me, the whole friend group told me that they would come early to help finish decorating the place. And that ex-friend didn't have a ride to the venue at the time, so my family said that they would pick her up. They did. They all got there early. I was still at my house getting ready. What she does. Now I don't know personally what happened. This is what they told me. They get to the venue and she puts her stuff down at their table and then she leaves. The only thing she takes with her is her phone. Eventually, everybody's there. Like everyone I invited is there, and then eventually I come and make my grand entrance, and she's still not there. I'm going around, make the rounds. I get to their table. And I'm like, hey, where the hell is she? We don't know. Nobody knows where she is. This party is like 5 hours long. We don't see her at all. Yeah, so I get to my 18 candles, and there are some people who weren't yeah, there are some people who weren't able to attend because like family issues, but she was supposed to be there, and since she's not there, I have to make up a whole speech on the spot for somebody else. So I made individualized, personalized speeches for all of the people in my 18 candles, and she didn't show up. Halfway through the party, like the food is done, we're all dancing around. She comes, she gets the rest of her stuff, and then she leaves again. And we were all supposed to drop her off at her house when the party was over, and it's midnight. We don't know where she is, so it's scary. It's not fun. She didn't really text us about what was where was she, what's happening. Eventually, she does text us like she got home and she's fine. So that happened Saturday. My party was Saturday, right? She has my phone number. She has my Instagram. I made a fucking Discord for her have a so we could chat. She has multiple ways of contacting me, right? She does not say she doesn't say anything to me until Monday morning. We're back at school. I always get there really early to save our table in the morning. So I'm sitting there on my phone and just kind of being like, wow, that was shitty. I feel awful about that. I found out that the gift she gave me was something I actually gave her for her birthday about like a few 2, 3 years ago, so that's fun. That was a fun thing. So Monday morning, I'm sitting there. She finally comes down to the basement, puts her stuff down, puts her phone down, comes up behind me, gives me like a little like one of those weird like side hugs almost. Like imagine this is me. Yes, this is Winnie Pooh. She does this, right? She's like, "I'm sorry." Doesn't explain why. She's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry." I was like, "Oh, it's fine. It's not really fine. It bothers me as hell." But she's like, "I'm sorry." For like 5 seconds. Let's go. Goes back to her phone and goes to the corner. I found out what actually happened. Why she ditched. Turns out she ditched my party to go on a date with her boyfriend at the time. The reason why she came back to get her stuff, no, she came is because he was gonna drop her off. But no, he didn't drop her off immediately. They went out to the park in his truck. Yes, we are what? He's technically what, 17 at the time? I'm one of the eldest people in my friend group. She's 17, he's a freshman in college. And they spent the entire night in his truck in the nearby park. And the first thing she does when she sees me again says a very like nonchalant sorry, and then immediately goes back to calling and texting this boyfriend. Now it's really bad. I hated it, and kind of stopped being friends with her after that. 'Cause I Yeah, it was bad. Here's the funny part about this that we found out much later on. So it turns out her boyfriend it was so she met this guy at a family reunion. It doesn't register that they could possibly be related. But they met at a family reunion. They found out that they're second cousins. Yeah, second cousins. And their parents tell them that they should stop dating, stop seeing each other. They don't do that. No, 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 no. What they did the night of my party is what they continued to do. Oh no, it's not Romeo and Juliet, it's Sweet Home Alabama all the fucking way. No, this here's the thing, she spent all of her like senior lunches with him. Alright, bye Ace Bishop. Have fun doing whatever it is you need to do. No, so no, no, here's the thing. So people would notice that his truck was always around our school. Because we as seniors, well, in general, upperclassmen got the privilege of going outside for lunch instead of having to be in the cafeteria. Or freshmen were the only ones that had to stay in the cafeteria. But no, she would go out, meet him at his truck, and then spend the whole lunch period in his truck. Now, if you walked past that truck, you would notice it would be doing this, like shaking. It, I think you have enough imagination to, you know, figure out what they were doing in that truck, but she did that every damn day. And this is after they found out that they were blood related. They're blood related. Yet they are still going at it like fucking rabbits. Oh no, here's even more here's what makes it even more funny. I met him at our senior prom. I met him at our senior prom. We took him as a prom date. Um, yeah, no. That whole our whole friend group ended up like cutting off ties with her except for one guy. But like that guy is a fucking bastard. He told me that I should apologize to her for that whole thing. So, fuck him and fuck her. But no, I mean, I don't blame him for choosing her side because they kind of became friends over like trauma bonding about, almost killing themselves and meeting up in the nurse's office after those suicide attempts. So, I don't blame him for being bonded with her. But no, senior prom, we all decide to get a limo together, and somehow she still thinks we're all like friends and it's all okay. So she also pitches in to get the limo. So that's when we meet him. We meet him when we met up at the park to take pictures and to get in the limo together, and we drove all the way to the prom venue. All of us are talking except for those two. Yeah, yeah. All of us are talking together except we're not talking to them. But also, they're the ones that are closest to the door, so we just kind of like ignore them anyway. Uh, yeah. We all decide to get a table together at prom. And surprise, surprise, we still have two extra seats, so they took those seats. Yeah, somehow, some way, this chick has not realized that we are all not friends with her anymore. But also, like meeting this cousin, girl, he's not even cute enough to like do all the shitty things that you've done. Like I'd understand it if he was like kind of cute, even if he was like a cousin, because I don't know. There are some people out there that kind of think their cousins are attractive, but like this man, he makes a frog look attractive. He makes Dolores Umbridge the most fine woman you have ever seen in your life. You know? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I think this man is fucking ugly. I'm like, Maybe he just has a strong dick game and that's why she's an idiot. I don't know. But yeah, no, that whole night we're like we're all having good times, make memories. She's still trying to insert herself as a friend, like as a friend in that whole thing. It's really funny. I actually have my yearbook. Ooh, my yearbook pictures. Those are fun. We took class pictures outside near the nearby park just so we could have everybody in together. So we're all there, and the photographer's like, "Hey, if there's any like friend groups here, I can take your pictures, and you'll also be a part of the friend and the yearbook as like groups of like here's all the friends." So me and my whole friend group decide, oh, we're gonna do a cute little picture together. So we all have our arms around each other, and then at the end, because there's like only four of us girls in this friend group anyway, we decide we're gonna do piggybacks at the end to kind of bookend everything. And we see the photographer take the picture. Yeah, no. The photographer takes that picture. By the time the yearbooks come back to us for like exit day, I noticed that she's standing there off to the side with that whole thing. So I was like, that's kind of funny. I love how delusional you think you are. Um, yeah, no. Painful experience, but kind of laughing my ass off about it because it was the fact that she ditched my party to fuck a cousin. And you thought you'd only find this in Wattpad. Yeah, I mean, even before her, I always had like really bad trust issues with friends anyway. Just because, like, people are kind of shitty. You know, I've had a lot of people who I thought were friends kind of abandon me to do other things. Yeah, I'm kind of used to people leaving me. So, yeah. So when I got to high school and I had this whole big friend group that was consistently trying to include me in things, trying to make sure that like, hey, I was okay, even if we're all like really not okay. I mean, my high school class, we have the record for the most amount of hospitalizations due to suicide attempts. Yeah, no, it was bad. The smart kids school and our whole reputation really fucked us over. But no, to have a friend group that consistently was like there and consistently like trying to do things with me, I did not want to get let that go. But, going into college and lose and like being so scared to lose that, I was not prepared. I mean, hell, those people from high school I still talk to these days, during the pandemic, we still had like this giant group chat between all of us and we would just keep talking. When we would make friends in college, we would actually introduce those college friends to this whole group, and eventually they'd be added in. So, that's what I'm trying to do with like the one consistent college friend I have. Because, like, to be honest, like, we all find out how really shitty people are. Yeah. Like, we realize how really toxic some of our friends are because I don't think that for a long time we kind of thought this toxicity is what we deserve. Don't know why, but somehow along the way, somehow growing up, we kind of were like, yeah, yeah, like somehow, some way, you think that you deserve to be treated like shit, and you just kind of accept it. But when you start like finding your people who show you, hey, not everyone is like this. There are good people in this world. You kind of start to put your foot down and evaluate a lot of the other like relationships you have in life and just kind of realize I deserve better. I deserve more. Yeah. Oh, Mango King, I'm sorry that you feel like you like that's happened. I mean, honestly, when you find really good people, I mean, we all kind of are going through really shitty things at times. It's nice to have a really consistent and supportive, well, support system friend group that's just always there for you. Sure, we may not all be doing well, but at least we can all not be okay together, you know? Like, let's make jokes about wanting to die together, you know? Have people who quite literally put reminders and alerts on their phones to check in on you every so couple of months. I mean, it's nice. Where you kind of think, oh, I didn't realize that you did that. But thank you for having that, and thank you for reaching out to me again and consistently checking in on me. Like, that's something I was not expecting to have, but it's great. It's really great. Oh, there is something I wanted to show with you guys, or at least one of you. So, it's January, right? You guys are like familiar with the whole. Thank you for still being here. I appreciate you. We love the support. Really should try to get more people here, I feel like. We'll have fun. We should have more fun here. Absolutely. Number one fan. I will try to go to your streams as consistently as possible. But to be honest, I. Sorry. I watch a lot of QSMP streams. I'm a huge fan of QSMP. I love the fact that it's a Minecraft multiplayer that's also multilingual. So I can learn other languages. Yeah. So I can learn other languages by just watching people play Minecraft. You know how insane that is? Like I can learn Spanish, Portuguese, and French while also watching an English streamer for the sake of why the hell not? That's fun. That's exciting. But then you add in the fact that like you have Minecraft kids that are run by admins. Hi. The Minecraft kids run by the admins of that server and they know how to fucking write lore and ants and they draw you in. Ah, I love, love that. So that ends up taking up majority of my time. So if I don't stream, please know I'm definitely just watching QSMP on Twitch. But no, you guys know the whole like indie animation scene that's happening on YouTube right now. Like I know Amazing Digital Circus did really well. Amazing Digital Circus. Actually, I kind of hate the main character Pomni because I think she's kind of annoying. Just like this is a character that just lets things happen to her and then doesn't really make decisions for herself. So I'm a little hesitant on like trying to like that main character. But the premise of the show is interesting. I do recommend you go watch Amazing Digital Circus. The idea of like I personally think it's a purgatory of like it's not the actual people in the circus. I think it's like AI recreations of those people and those personalities in each of those characters. And it's like their own personal purgatory. But that's just my theory. Um I know Murder Drones is also a huge thing on there. Ooh, ooh. Also, here's the thing that I'm most excited about. Hell of a Boss and Has Been Hotel. Now I know that Vizzy Pop? I don't remember how to pronounce her name. The creator of those two series is kind of controversial in ways I'm not entirely sure about. I also know that like for Has Been Hotel, there is a controversy about one of the characters, Alistair, and the whole like voodoo type of religion thing. I know there's controversy on that, but like Alistair is also a Creole from Louisiana, so I'm like it's part of his whole culture. So I don't know. I should probably do more research on that whole thing. But Has Been Hotel is now going to be a like full TV show on Amazon Prime. I'm very excited to watch it. But they released a trailer on YouTube. I don't want to watch it with you guys. I want to watch it with you guys. It's gonna be fun. Did you know that Stephanie Beatrice is going to be one of the voices of the characters in there? Alex Brightman, I know Alex Brightman is also doing a voice for someone on Hell of a Boss. And I also know that the guy that played the genie on Broadway is also a voice for one of the people for has for Hell of a Boss. Okay. I know there's like a lot of big voices. Yeah, Stephanie Beatrice, Alex Brightman, Keith David, Kamiko Glenn, Joel Perez. Oh my God, Darren Chris and Jeremy Jordan are gonna be a part of this for Has Been Hotel. Guys, I'm gonna make you watch this trailer with me. We're gonna watch this trailer together. If this, yeah, no, yeah, no, I'm just excited to see that. Um, hmm. Hey, I kind of don't know what else to do now. Do I want to keep streaming? It's fine. So, thank you all for coming. Thank you to the people that did show. Uh, Please hit that follow button if you haven't already. I appreciate all the support. And I do have other social media accounts that you can follow if you like. I have a TikTok. I kind of just mess around with filters. Sometimes I'll do other stuff. I have an Instagram account. I mostly just feature my Funko Pop collection because I am an addict. So please go on that. Um, the YouTube account is mostly just these VODs I'm gonna post on there. So yeah, yeah, that's it. Thank you all for coming. I think I'm done for today. Sure. So I'll see you all next time I decide to stream. Yeah, I'm just gonna do this for fun now. So peace.